Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So based on current model trends, aircraft reconnaissance, and the time constraints, the hurricane warning for the east coast of the state of Florida has been extended upward toward the Volusia County line. But above that, it's a hurricane watch. Now, locally, we've had some changes, almost locally. In Polk and in Highlands County, we have had a hurricane watch change to a hurricane warning that extends all the way down toward the southern tip of the state. Now, they are forecasting for that area sustained winds below tropical storm force, but gusts as high as tropical storm force. So that's the reason for that. It is still of note that for our area, we have no watches or warnings related to the hurricane yet. We could see, I think, some inland wind warnings tomorrow, or maybe probably tomorrow, and we certainly will see, I think, some small craft advisories issued for our area waters, maybe even gale warnings. We'll see how that goes. Currently, we have an air temperature of 83 degrees and a dew point of 73. The temperature's kind of held down a little bit by these pesky and persistent clouds that we have. There are some showers over on the other coast, obviously, and that easterly wind flow is driving some of those showers closer to us. The trough that is steering Matthew is outlined by that stream of clouds that has been persistent for days. And there are showers now moving through Highlands County, getting a little bit closer to Wauchula and Arcadia. And I think those showers will continue drifting toward the coastline through the day and into the afternoon. High pressure remains a dominant figure in the forecast for this storm, carrying Matthew northward as it gains intensity. We also have Nicole out here that continues to influence the stream of air coming into Matthew by around that area of high pressure, and a trough of low pressure that is forecast to lift out with time and cause our hurricane, which may get very close to the eastern seaboard, to go back out into the Atlantic most likely. It is forecast to gain intensity as it moves over the extremely warm waters of the Bahamas, and it could certainly make landfall over on the other coast. The idea of it crossing the peninsula and coming into our area intact as a major hurricane is pretty remote, so I'm not so worried about that. We are looking at calm conditions basically for today and tomorrow, though it's a little breezy out there. We could get some storms move through. It will become much more breezy tomorrow night as the storm gets closer. Nicole, by the way, going nowhere and of no concern really to the United States except in its influence with Matthew. Matthew continues to strengthen. Its eye wall better formed. Wind speeds now up to 120, and the movement to the northwest at about 12, taking it very close tomorrow to Nassau, and then up towards probably near Kennedy Space Center as perhaps a Category 4 storm with sustained winds of 130 miles an hour, bringing really bad surge to that area and, of course, wind damage. Closer it gets to the coast, of course, the more likely you are to experience wind damage with this storm. For us, we are not in the cone, but the further west that track takes, of course, the stronger our winds will be and the more likely we are to have some stronger storms slung back in our direction, stronger thunderstorms. We're watching the tail end of this forecast becoming more and more confounding. Yesterday, a big loop-de-loop predicted by some models. Of course, the Hurricane Center doesn't take things out quite that far because so much can change. There's a sheared environment up here that may help to weaken the storm significantly, may even degrade it completely. But those shear model forecasts are not that accurate this far out. So a lot can happen. High pressure can build back in. Certainly we could get that system to make a loop-de-loop. The thing is that out here in the Bahamas, the water temperatures are so warm and the wind conditions so perfect that it's unlikely the system will lose much strength. In fact, it is very likely it will increase in intensity. By the way, our wind forecasts here, the percentage chance of getting tropical storm force winds has increased in Hardee and DeSoto County. So based on that, here's what I think that we might get. Certainly some rough sea action, 6 to 8 foot seas, maybe even higher than that. Probably a sustained wind of 15 to 25 Thursday night into Friday day. The higher the wind speeds, the further inland you'll have to go. Maybe some tropical storm force gusts in inland areas, and certainly some rain bands could be strong as the storms move through. Don't think tornadoes are a big problem, but we'll certainly be on guard for that. Northeast wind at about 10 to 15 today. becoming 2 to 3 foot seas into moderate chop. Good day to make sure your boat is properly tendered. That's probably going to see some wind speeds picking up here. We'll see the wind speeds picking up here Thursday into Friday. And as it pulls further away from Florida, we may get our first little taste of fall over the weekend, which will be nice after all of this action. Scott?